time. Bowles, Powers, Miners, McGlinchey, Wattenberg, they're all going to be here for a while, and they're all making a ton of money. And then today, we find out about Malcolm Roach getting nearly $30 million, 14 of it guaranteed. I'll give you the floor. Where do you want to start on the Broncos not only signing Will Lutz last Friday, but continuing this bye-week business with 2 more big deals in the last, 18 hours here?
There's no bye week for George Payton, am I right, fellas? Yeah.
Or Greg Penner, or Sean Payton. They were all involved. I promise you that. Yeah.
Well, Sean will tell you he was anyway, even if he wasn't. Like, I was totally down. I gave him the thumbs up. But they're getting it done. They're writing checks. They're putting money in escrow for bonuses because they can. Salary cap's a myth in the NFL. You go make it happen.
You're taking my line. I love it. I love it.
You're the originator of it, and I wholeheartedly agree with you because so many people are so afraid of this thing that's a myth.
You can circumvent it. You can navigate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you're the richest owner in sports, you can do that. You can be like, oh, here's a big-ass bonus and a small salary. Like, there's plenty of ways around it. That's one of the most simple ways to get around it. Like, you can work with the salary cap. The Broncos are doing that. Let's start with Wattenberg, and then we'll get to Malcolm Roach.
Okay.
But Luke Wattenberg signed, and I understand people have had issue with some of his play. Center takes 4 years. A lot of the times I'll give a player 3 years. Receivers. Running backs I give like 6 games. See my R.J. Harvey conversation from earlier this year. If you're a running back coming in the NFL, I'll give you about a month, and then you better be good. Because if you're not, see you, Pollyanna. At the wide receiver position, you need 3 years. At center, you need 4. Wattenberg's needed the time that he's taken through struggles. He was the weakest spot of the offensive line.
Yeah.
And I know some people call like McFlinchy or whatever. I like Mike. He's the mayor of the Broncos locker room. But Mike McGlinchey at right tackle, Quinn Miners. I hope he can get healthy and get over whatever's been holding him back this year.
He has some sort of mystery illness or something going on.
Yeah, that was
there.
weird. That Cliff's report was, Chris Thomason.
Yeah.
It was weird. So we're just praying for good health with Quinn Miners, but we know he's all pro, right? And then Ben Powers playing good football when he's healthy. And then, of course, Garrett Bowles. What a story that Garrett Bowles is. Wattenberg was the weak spot, but he's gotten stronger. He's still not going to be – he's the best offensive lineman they've got. No, they've got a really good collection. And just like Sean Payton did in New Orleans, where he built up that offensive line before he did much of anything else, and then he won a lot of games, he's doing that right here in the Mile High City, where you take care of your offensive line, and that takes care of you. Build in the trenches. It's almost like your core muscles. I don't work out as much as I should, but you want to work on your core, right? The offensive line is your core. So you're going to be stronger, your stability is going to be better because you have this offensive line in place.
What do you make of people who weren't necessarily thrilled with this deal? You just talked about how, hey, it takes time and Wattenberg is growing. I think that keeping the unit together is huge.
Yes.
Because to me, the offensive line isn't an individual position. It's a whole unit, and they just passed the eye test. I'm not going to sit there and break down the grades every week. I know some people do that and some people get into it. But I just, as a Broncos fan, say Bo Nix doesn't take a lot of sacks, and they can run the football. Now, obviously, losing J.K. Dobbins is a massive blow, but just the eye test. We've watched bad offensive lines over the last decade in this town. They look like a cohesive unit, and even when they pulled Cushenberry out of it, and I don't mind Lloyd getting his money in Tennessee, good for him. You got to go get your bag. I get it.
Yeah.
But it just felt like Wattenberg leaving this summer or this spring would have made them take a bit of a step back. Mm-hmm. Now that all 5 guys are locked in, I'm thrilled, and I'm not so worried about, it's 4 years or, it's $12 million. It's not my money. They can circumvent the cap. They have the richest owners in the NFL. I like cohesion. Yes. And I think cohesion for this group is huge. What do you make of people who maybe are dismissing that cohesion a little bit?
Yeah, I think they need to examine that very closely because that's exactly what it is at that position. It's all 5 of you working as one. It's working together. It's understanding the timing of each one, understanding the weaknesses of each one, understanding how to pass off blocks when you get stunts thrown at you, having great communication with Quinn Miners on your right, having great communication with Ben Powers or Alex Palczewski on your left. That's what Wattenberg can do. Plus, Kev, I don't know if we could find it, but go through like some of the training camp battles that he's had. Because it's not like he was given this job. Luke Wattenberg had to battle for this job more than once. More than once. There was an opportunity for Alex Forsythe a couple years ago to win this starting center job. So it's not like it was just, hey, you're the next guy, Luke. Here's your money. Here's your starting job. He had to go win that job against Forsythe specifically. And Kev, there might have been another player in there as well. Why Why am I forgetting the Commanders guy? Sam, whatever his name was.
Oh, I was thinking Cushenberry, but
No, it was after Cushenberry. Post Cushenberry, they had a competition at center. Wattenberg won that. And he's kept his job, and he's playing better football, and he's improving, and now he's well paid. So that's exactly the type of story. When Vic Fangio years ago said it was a meritocracy in the coaching world, which is completely false. It is good old boy network. You know what I mean by that. With the players, there is meritocracy somewhat. And you can go earn your job, win your job, keep your job. It's exactly what Wattenberg has done, and we should celebrate that.
Yeah, I think we should celebrate it. I think it's a good piece of business by the Broncos, again, for the cohesion factor. Okay, so then what happened 2 hours ago? Malcolm Roach gets a new deal from the Denver Broncos. He's not going to put up the sexiest stats, Cecil. He has a couple of sacks this year, 20-something tackles, but he's a space eater. He's not a space heater. Those are dangerous, by the way. He's a space eater in the middle. Malcolm Roach here to stay the next 3 years. Give us your reaction to that news that the Broncos are just dishing out contracts like they're Thanksgiving turkeys left and right.
Yeah, to hand them out and to good players for good reason. The Malcolm Roach deal surprised me because I thought that him and John Franklin Myers were going to be two that were kind of looking elsewhere next offseason. And unfortunately, you'd move on and you'd find the next guy. For JFM, it would be Savion Jones, their draft pick of the third round at LSU, who I really like. There's Pro Bowl upside there. For Malcolm Roach, could you have found, do you know what scouts call it? They call it planet theory. There's only so many guys that are that big that can move like that. It's a planet. He's a planet, everybody, Malcolm Roach. So planet theory, like that, there's not many of that size of man that can move in that way because Roach is actually quick off the ball. You know, he's a big fat guy, we say that lovingly, but he's also pretty mobile and pretty agile for a man his size. You just don't find it as much as you would think. So could they have gone draft pick, free agency, find another big run stuffer? Sure, they're out there, but why not keep a guy that's good, that's already here and loves playing for your coach?
Yeah, and you'll remember Malcolm Roach was on short-term IR to begin this year with a quad injury, came back for that Jets game in London on October 12th, played in every game since, has looked good. I like him up there with DJ Jones in the middle, John Franklin Myers, Zach Allen, an interior guy as well. You have a good football team. You're 9-2. Why not just run it back? I mean, every year guys come in and out, but still, this offseason, it was something like 40-ish of the 53 players were the same. I think we're staring another offseason in the face where 40-ish of the 53 players are the same. There's not going to be some huge turnover, and if you have the blessing of ownership, which is the best ownership in the NFL, just get these deals done. Because it's not like they're handing out all these extensions on a 5-6 team, and we're going, what? 5-6? Do we really need to extend all these guys? You're 9-2. You have a legitimate shot to win the Super Bowl. We went over it earlier. They have the best chance in the AFC to get the number one seed. It's the old John Elway now and now on philosophy, right?
Right.
We are trying to win the Super Bowl now. And I think you and I are the most in the present on that because people love talking about, you know, oh, well, we can't trade draft picks for Jalen Waddle because we'll need those draft picks. Well, guess what? Jalen Waddle could have helped you win a Super Bowl this year.
What if you had traded a third for Breece Hall?
Exactly. I wish they had pulled the triggers on some more deal at the deadline.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the now and now on thing, that's what these extensions are doing. Sean, George, Greg, they want to win the Super Bowl this season, but they also want to win the Super Bowl next year.
Right.
And the year after and the year after. And you're not going to win them all, but you at least want to be in the conversation. And I think the Broncos are setting themselves up. I mean, you tell me, with Bo Nix on a rookie deal, this window to contend, it does really feel like the next 3, 4, 5 years of Broncos football. Every time we're doing shows in late November, we're going to be talking about they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's fantastic because you mentioned earlier about Bo Nix's rookie contract. They have him under control for 3 more years. Now, you want to get him done before the 5th-year option or whatever, and maybe at some point in that 5th year is when you get the deal done, whatever. They have him controlled for the next 3 years. You could win a Super Bowl this year and have a crack at it for 3 more years on a rookie deal. That would be the ultimate, because once you pay Bo Nix, your math is going to be different. Even if the salary cap is a myth, that's going to be a healthy chunk for Mr. Bo Chapman Nix, and I appreciate it. I look forward to the day that he's well paid because it means he did it. He did it. He proved that he is the franchise quarterback. You and I already believe that he is. Some others doubt that. They'll be fine. We tell the truth on this show, and the truth is, yeah, get this thing, get a ring or two before you got to pay Bo. That'd be real nice.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier, but I'll go back to it. You know, the Niners finally had to pay Brock Purdy. And I'm watching Brock Purdy on Monday Night Football throwing 3 picks in the first half against Carolina, and I'm sitting there going, did their window close?
Well, imagine if they hadn't paid Brock Purdy and just picked up a Mac Jones. Would they be okay?
They'd be fine.
I'm just saying, you don't want to pay the wrong guy at quarterback.
Because it can hamper you.
Yeah.
It really can. You know, we joke the salary cap's a myth. It is real, but there are ways around it. But $50 million is still $50 million.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to hand out that kind of deal, you want to be giving it to Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Yes. You don't want to be giving it to Brock Purdy and just watch. I mean, the guy can't complete a pass over 15 yards. Some of the stats were alarming.
Yeah.
His numbers. And if you're San Francisco, yeah, you got to play in the big game, but you never got to win the big game. And you brought up Dan Marino earlier in the program as well. You know, he got there in his second year, never, ever went back. You got to seize moments. You got to seize opportunities, and that's what the Broncos are in position to do with all these extensions. Can I pass along a quick piece of Commanders news to you real quick?
Sure, yeah. Some Commanders news coming in. I was looking forward to a sloppy, rainy Sunday Night Football.
So this is from John Keim, who covers the Commanders.
He's one of the best, ESPN.
Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and Noah Brown. The first time all 3 wide receivers have been on the practice field together since week 2. Think about that. Terry, Deebo, and Noah, 3-headed monster. You throw Zach Ertz in there. Yes, it's Marcus Mariota in almost all certainty and not Jaden Daniels. But does this, as a Broncos fan, give you a little bit of pause of, oh, they're coming off their bye too.
Yeah.
They're starting to look healthy in our first look at them this week on the practice field.
And with Terry McLaurin, that's a guy you're going to be concerned with. We'll see if Pat Surtain is back today.
That'll be huge. Mace will be all over at denversports.com right around 2:30. Did PS2 practice? Did he not? That's the story of the day coming out of Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit.
And they probably know now. They just can't say anything about it until Sean talks about it, because Sean Payton is a control freak. So I'm going to see Mace when I got to the facility today. The first thing I do is go, let me see your phone. Now, that's a don't be that guy. If someone lets you see their phone, don't start scrolling through their pictures, right? Like, that's my vacation. That's my vacation. That's my crotch. That's my vacation. Like, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. So I don't do that with Mace.
Hey.
I'm not telling you what's on Mace's phone. I am not telling you what's on Mace's phone.
Everyone's in a good mood, and we're talking about crotch pictures?
He will have the tweet ready to go of if Pat Surtain. Might have a little all up in the video. Might have a video of it, too. So we're going to know this afternoon. We're just kind of guess that Alex Singleton will be back. You're laughing. We're going to just kind of guess that Pat Surtain is going to be back. But this is big news, and also kind of a bummer.